Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real, something raw. Life, it doesn't wait for you to be ready. Life doesn't care if you're scared or unsure. It's moving. And it's up to you whether you step up and meet it or whether you sit back and watch it pass by. Failure is often viewed as something to be avoided, something that signifies defeat. But in truth, failure is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of a deeper understanding of yourself, your abilities, and what it takes to succeed. Failure is not your enemy. It's a teacher, a guide, and a stepping stone toward greatness. When you learn to embrace failure as fuel, you turn what could be a setback into a comeback. You see, no one ever achieved greatness by avoiding failure. The most successful people in the world have stumbled countless times. They've fallen, they've made mistakes, they've faced rejection and doubt. But what separates them from everyone else is their refusal to let failure define them. When you fail, you're given an opportunity that success doesn't offer the opportunity and come back stronger. Failure reveals your weaknesses, your blind spots, the areas where you need to improve. It forces you to look at your choices, your strategies, and your mindset with fresh eyes. In those moments of failure, you get a chance to rebuild yourself stronger and wiser than before. Imagine this: you're climbing a mountain and halfway up, you slip and fall. You can stay down there bitter about the fall, or you can assess why you slipped, adjust your footing, and start climbing again. The fall didn't take away your ability to reach the summit. It just taught you how to climb smarter, how to be more careful, more strategic. Failure works the same way. It doesn't mean you're not capable of reaching your goals. It just means you need to reassess and try again. The beauty of failure is that it teaches resilience. Every time you fail and choose to get back up, you're building mental toughness. You're proving to yourself that you have what it takes to keep going, no matter how hard things get. And that resilience, it's priceless. It's what will carry you through the hardest challenges and the toughest obstacles. But here's the key: failure only becomes fuel if you allow it to. If you let failure crush your spirit, if you give up when things get tough, then failure will have won. But if you face failure head on, if you learn from it, adapt, and keep moving forward, then failure becomes your most powerful ally. It becomes the fire that fuels your journey to success. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Every failure brings you one step closer to success. Every mistake is a lesson waiting to be learned. And with each lesson, you become stronger, smarter, and more equipped to achieve the greatness you're capable of. Failure is not an end, it's a beginning. In life, we're often told to play it safe, to make practical decisions, to follow a path that guarantees stability. We're advised to choose careers that offer security and a steady paycheck, to avoid risks that could lead to failure or disappointment. But what happens when we prioritize practicality over passion? What happens when we choose safety over the things that truly set our souls on fire? The truth is, living a life without passion is like merely existing. You may have everything society says you need: a stable job, a nice house, financial security, but if your heart isn't in what you do, if your soul isn't ignited by your work or your purpose, you'll feel a deep emptiness. You'll find yourself going through the motions, but never feeling fully alive. Passion is what gives life meaning. It's what drives creativity, innovation, and fulfillment. Without it, we are just surviving, not thriving. When you live a life driven by passion, something remarkable happens. You stop caring so much about the risks, about what people will think, or whether or not you might fail. Passion has a way of overpowering fear. It fuels your ambition, your determination, and your willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. Passion makes the impossible seem possible because it aligns your heart and soul with your actions. Now, practicality has its place. It's important to be mindful of responsibilities, to plan, and to be realistic about certain limitations, but practicality should never be the driving force behind the choices that define your life. If you choose a path solely because it's practical, because it's the right thing to do in the eyes of others, you'll end up sacrificing your true self. And no amount of financial security or social approval can make up for the loss of living authentically. Passion, on the other hand, brings out the best in you. It pushes you to pursue excellence, not because someone is watching or because it's required, but because you love what you're doing. You're willing to work harder, to endure setbacks, and to keep pushing forward, not for external rewards, but because the work itself gives you joy and purpose. When you follow your passion, you tap into a well of creativity and energy that doesn't run dry. You inspire others not by playing it safe, but by showing what's possible when you commit to what truly excites you. And yes, following your passion can be risky. It might not always lead to immediate success or security, but the reward is far greater than any material gain. The reward is a life lived fully where your heart, mind, and spirit are in alignment. So don't settle for practicality at the expense of your passion. Life is too short to live someone else's idea of what's right for you. Seek what sets your soul on fire and watch as everything else falls into place. Life is not easy. It's full of challenges, obstacles, and moments where you'll want to give up. There will be days when everything feels like it's working against you, when the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders. And it seems like no matter how hard you try, you're not getting any closer to where you want to be. In those moments, the temptation to quit can be overwhelming. But here's the thing, it's in those very moments that you must keep pushing, even when it hurts. Life will test you, not to break you, but to show you how strong you really are. Endurance is not built in times of ease, but in times of struggle. When the path gets tough, when every step feels like a battle, that's when your true character is revealed. It's easy to keep going when everything is smooth and comfortable, but when the storm hits, when adversity strikes, that's when you find out what you're truly made of. Pushing forward when it hurts isn't just about physical endurance, it's about mental and emotional strength. It's about believing in yourself when no one else does. It's about holding on to your vision even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Life will test your resolve, asking you over and over again how badly you want it. And every time you push through the pain, you're proving that you have the grit, the determination, and the resilience to achieve your goals. Pain is temporary. Whether it's the pain of failure, rejection, or exhaustion, it will pass. But quitting, that can last forever. If you give up when things get hard, you'll never know what you could have accomplished. You'll always wonder what could have been if you had just pushed a little harder, held on a little longer. That regret can haunt you far more than any temporary discomfort you face while pursuing even when it feels impossible. Something incredible happens. You grow, you become stronger, not just in your ability to endure pain, but in your belief in yourself. You begin to trust that no matter what life throws your way, you have the strength to handle it. And that trust is powerful. It fuels your confidence, your resilience, and your ability to take on bigger challenges in the future. The path to success is never straight, and it's never easy, but the people who achieve greatness aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who kept going when it hurt. They're the ones who refused to back down in the face of adversity. They're the ones who, when life knocked them down, got back up, dusted themselves off, and kept moving forward. So when you find yourself in the midst of struggle, remember this pain is part of the process. It's part of the journey. And the only way to reach your destination is to keep pushing, even when it hurts. Your future self will thank you for it. Comfort can be one of the most deceptive traps in life. It lulls us into a sense of security, making us believe that we've arrived, that we've done enough, that we're safe from the struggles of uncertainty and failure. But comfort is not the goal, and in fact, it's one of the greatest dangers we face. When we become too comfortable, we stop pushing ourselves, we stop taking risks, and we stop growing. Comfort might feel good in the moment, but it can slowly erode our ambition, our drive, and our hunger for more. When you set comfort as your goal, you're essentially choosing stagnation. You might be in a job that pays well, living a life that's easy with little to no conflict. But what's happening to your spirit in that scenario? Comfort can quietly rob you of the desire to challenge yourself, to take on new risks, and to step into the unknown. And while staying comfortable might protect you from failure or hardship, it also keeps you from achieving your full potential. The truth is, all progress comes from discomfort. Growth happens when you stretch yourself beyond your current abilities, when you take on challenges that push you to your limits. It's in those uncomfortable moments, those moments of uncertainty and fear, that you find out what you're truly capable of. If you're always aiming to stay comfortable, you'll never experience the exhilaration of reaching new heights, of breaking through barriers, of discovering strengths you didn't even know you had. That's why it's so important to stay hungry for more. No matter how much success you've achieved, no matter how comfortable your life might seem, there's always more to strive for. That hunger, that drive to keep pushing is what keeps you evolving, keeps you moving forward. The people who accomplish great things in life aren't satisfied with comfort. They're always looking for the next challenge, the next opportunity to grow, to learn, to achieve more. But staying hungry isn't just about ambition, it's also about staying foolish enough to believe there's always more out there. It takes a certain kind of daring to look at the world and say, I haven't seen it all yet. There's more for me to do, more for me to become. That foolishness is what allows you to take risks, to chase after big dreams, even when others think it's crazy. It's what keeps you from settling for a life of mediocrity when you could be living a life of greatness. The greatest danger in life is not the risk of failure or rejection, it's the risk of becoming too comfortable, of settling for less than what you're capable of achieving. So don't let comfort be your goal. Stay hungry for more. Stay foolish enough to believe that there's always something greater on the horizon, something worth reaching for, something that will push you to become the best version of yourself. In the end, it's not comfort that leads to fulfillment, it's the journey of continual growth, discovery, and achievement. In the end, comfort is not the destination. It may offer temporary ease, but it robs you of the drive to pursue your true potential. The most extraordinary achievements come not from playing it safe, but from stepping outside of what's familiar and challenging yourself to reach new heights. Stay hungry for more always. Let that fire in you, that desire to keep pushing forward, drive you to seek out the unknown and the uncomfortable. Stay foolish enough to believe that no matter how much you've accomplished, there's always something greater to aim for. Growth doesn't happen in the safe zones. It happens in those moments when you dare to dream bigger, to risk failure, and to chase after what seems impossible. So don't settle. Keep moving, keep striving, and always believe that your best is yet to come. The journey is where true fulfillment lies. Because in the end, you're not going to remember the times you played it safe. You're going to remember the risks you took, the challenges you faced, and the hunger that drove you to achieve more than you thought was possible. So stay hungry, stay foolish, and never settle for less than what you're capable of becoming. Your greatness is waiting for you. Go get IT. Thank you.